Billionaire, entrepreneur, Elon Musk, founder of several businesses including PayPal, Tesla Motors, SolarCity, and is the founder of SpaceX. His amazing success has given rise to comparisons of him and several successful people like Steve Jobs, Howard Hughes, Henry Ford, and Bill Gates. Despite having a difficult childhood, Musk developed a persistent work ethic and a determined single-minded vision. In this story, we look at the early life and education of the man behind a string of companies that have disrupted multiple industries. Elon Reeve Musk was born in 1971 in Pretoria, one of South Africa's 3 capital cities. His father was an engineer and his mother was a model and nutritionist. He is the oldest of 3 children in an ambitious family. His brother Kimball Musk is currently a venture capitalist and environmentalist. His sister Tosca Musk is an award-winning producer and director. After his parents divorced when he was a child, Musk lived most of his time with his father. He started school a year early at Waterkloof House Preparatory School and later graduated from Pretoria Boys High School. He read consistently and was also an avid fan of comics. Self-described as an avid reader and something of a smart aleck. He was oppressed in school and withdrew to his books at the expense of his social life. At one time, he and his brother planned to open a video game arcade near their school. Eventually, their parents refused the plan. But apparently the only thing preventing them was the need for a city permit which had to be applied for by an adult. Musk's intellectual ability did him few favors as a child. He found few friends in the tough-minded Afrikaner culture he encountered in school. He had a terrible upbringing, a lot of adversity growing up. One thing he worries about with his kids is they don't face enough adversity, as he would later say in an interview. The years were lonely and brutal, from his descriptions. They got his best friend to trap him out of hiding so they could beat him up. For some reason they decided that he was it and they were going to go after him non-stop. That's what made growing up for him difficult. For many years there was no break. He was chased around by gangs at school, who tried to beat the expletive out of him, and then he would come home, and it would just be awful there as well. At home, Elon says, his father was capable of evil. He claims his father committed almost every kind of crime imaginable. He was such a terrible human being. You have no idea. My dad will have a carefully thought-out plan of evil, he said. He will plan evil. Elon also claims his father was verbally abusive to him when he was younger. According to him, he has no faith in his ability to make something of his life and be successful. Elon says after he left college and moved to Canada, he even received disapproval from his father. He said rather contentiously that I'd be back in 3 months, that I'm never going to make it, that I'm never going to make anything of myself. He called me an idiot all the time. That's the tip of the iceberg, by the way, Elon said in an interview. Before long, he had become proficient enough to create Blastar, a video game in the style of Space Invaders. The point of bright escape for Musk was technology. When he was only 10, he became familiar with programming via the Commodore VIC-20, a low-priced home computer. He sold the basic code for the game to a magazine called PC and Office Technology for $500. At age 17, Musk moved to Canada to avoid serving in the South African military, whose main duty at that time was to enforce apartheid. He would later obtain Canadian citizenship through his mother. After immigrating to Canada, Musk enrolled in Queen's University in Kingston, Ontario, where he met Justine Wilson, an aspiring writer. They would marry and have 5 sons together, twins and triplets, before their divorce in 2008. After 2 years at Queen's University, he moved to the University of Pennsylvania. He took on 2 majors, but his time there wasn't all work and no play. With a fellow student, he bought a 10-bedroom fraternity house, which they used as if a nightclub. He later graduated with 2 degrees, Bachelor of Science in Physics, as well as a Bachelor of Arts in Economics. The 2 majors would dictate the direction Musk's career would take later, but it was physics that made the earnest impression on his thinking. Physics is a good framework for thinking. Boil things down to their fundamental truths and reason up from there, he claimed in an interview. Musk was 24 years old when he went to California to pursue a PhD in applied physics at Stanford University. With the internet exploding and Silicon Valley booming, Musk had entrepreneurial visions dancing in his head. He left the PhD program after just 2 days. In 1995, with $28,000 and his younger brother Kimball at his side, Musk started Zip2, a web software company that would help newspapers develop online city guides. The company got bought out, and Musk used his Zip2 buyout money to create X.com, which he envisioned to shape into the future of banking. X was then merged with a company called Confinity, and the resulting company came to be known as PayPal. Musk was then ousted from the company before it was bought by eBay. After PayPal slipped away, Musk helped generate funding for an electric car startup called Tesla. And the rest was history. In life, hardships always makes a person stronger. No matter how hard we strive to do our goals, we will succeed. On the other side of the spectrum, when we are the ones who bully someone, let us always remember Lynette Mather's quote. What if the kid you bullied at school grew up, turned out to be the only surgeon who could save your life? Thank you. And we wish you success in your life.